Hi, welcome to Jordan and Isaac's podcast. Today we will talk about MLB, NBA, and NFL. In the NBA, okay, first question, Jordan.
Yeah.
Where do you think David Mitchell will be traded to? I've heard the New York Knicks.
The Knicks, I could see him going to the Knicks. Or he could go probably maybe to the Clippers. Like that. That's only that's what the two teams I heard. It was the Knicks and the Clippers.
Okay. Can the Suns, DeAndre Ayton, recover from the off-season intrigue?
I think he can. They have a team who can win a trophy. So it's kind of hard how the Clippers are, the Lakers, and the Warriors, how they are. You got those three teams who are going to be great in a couple more years, and they're gonna compete for that title again. So it's up in the air where the Sun's gonna be.
Okay. LeBron, I saw on the NBA app, LeBron James returned to the Drew League. I don't know what the Drew League is, though. Is it like a basketball like cap?
Yeah, it's like a basketball camp, and he just plays, and to stay healthy and like that.
Where is it, in Las Vegas?
Yeah.
Okay. James Harden and the Philadelphia Sixers reached a 2-year, $68.6 million deal.
That's a good fit for him because there's a good team right there. So, and then they could still get, because the basketball draft's going to be coming up soon, and they're going to pick a good drafts.
The NBA draft already happened.
Probably. So if the 76ers, they could be a good team for next year. They gotta keep the injuries down.
And speaking of summer, did you see that Portland Trailblazers won the Summer League championship? I did not expect that.
I seen I didn't watch the games. I seen the highlights of it. I mean, I was kind of shocked on that.
But that one player that the Portland got is having shoulder surgery.
So we'll see how long that's going to put him out. If without him, I don't know how many games he's going to miss with the surgery.
But it's only July 21st.
Yeah, so he could
be back in 2 months.
In 2 months. So he just rehabs and like that and get better. He'll be ready to go.
Stephen Curry hosted the ESPYs and he won 2 awards.
Nice.
LaMelo Ball changed for next season. LaMelo Ball changing his jersey number from number 2 to number 1.
I don't know about that. Because
I saw it on ESPN app.
I saw it on the app and the Sports Center too.
And it's not for sure yet.
I don't know if it's for sure or not.
Okay.
Except I think it might happen, so it's up in the air.
Okay. The Lakers and the Indiana Pacers are having trade talks for guard Buddy Hield.
That'd be a good fit for them.
Speaking of the Lakers,
I could really help them a little bit.
Help LeBron James.
Yeah. So.
And take the load off of Anthony Davis, kind of.
Yeah. So if you don't use him very much, I think that'll slow down the injuries a little bit. If you don't give Davis a lot of minutes, that could save him for the down one. They're playing him a lot, and that's why they can't get into the deeper for the playoffs.
Okay.
Because he's always getting injured. If they only play him like cut down the minutes for him.
Who are you talking about?
Davis from the Lakers.
Okay.
So if they cut him down a little bit, I think they could push him save him for the playoffs. And you play him a lot of times. That's why he gets injured, and that's why he plays a lot of minutes.
Yes.
You know, because he's keep injuring that same leg every time. He needs to rest. You know.
Okay. The NBA teams revealed their new City and Classic Edition jerseys for 2022 and 2023 season. And did you see that they might have ads on the jerseys? And Padres will be the first team to try it out. Would that be cool?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay, in the MLB, on July 19th, American League beat the National League 3-2.
Nice. You hear about Soto turned down a 15-year deal with $415 million.
And then he won the home run derby.
Yeah. So he wants because he's only 24, and that for 15 years that'll put him at 40 years old. Except he wants a less deal, like a 10-year deal, and with the same. Except
why?
I don't know. So, and it's like and then what I just found out, Judge, the Yankees.
Did you found out?
The Judge, the Yankees offer him 7 years, 200 and something million for 7 years.
If Aaron Judge turns down that deal too, then I don't know what is going on.
He already did.
He already turned it down?
Yeah, he turned down the 10-year deal with 300 something, and then for 7 years, 200 and something million.
You know what would be my dream lineup? Putting Aaron Judge, Mike Trout, Anthony Rendon, and Ohtani on the same team.
We'll see.
Because if Aaron Judge does not come up with a new deal, how many more seasons will he have with the Yankees?
I mean, the Yankees give him the two biggest deals. He turns that down. What I'm thinking, they'll probably, if he doesn't sign with the Yankees, they might, because, Soto is a free agent next year. He's a free agent next year.
Trade them.
You can.
Swap them.
Yeah. So you could look at, say those two don't sign with those two teams. You could look at
Dodgers.
The Dodgers, the Houston Astros,
Angels.
The Angels. I mean, they're up there with the money right now, because where they're paying Rendon, Trout.
But it's like the same thing with Anthony Rendon with Anthony Davis. Why would the Angels keep Anthony Rendon on the team if he always gets injured? Last season he was injured.
Yeah.
And missed the season. And Dexter Fowler is not on the Angels anymore, right?
Yeah, he's not. Nick Fowler's not on the Angels because
Anthony Rendon should leave.
Yeah. Except look at say he leaves.
That would open up money.
Except the Angels, he has a no trade clause. So if say he goes to plays another team, like say
Seattle.
The Seattle is only going to give him half the money. So the Angels got him for 6 years. They still have to pay him all that money for the next couple seasons. So,
what should they do with Anthony Rendon to prevent him from getting injured? Play him less?
I play him DH every time. That saves him.
Did he get injured the last 2 seasons because he got injured in the defense?
Yeah. So if you play him, what I do is play him DH all day. Play him DH all day, and like that, and that probably saves him a lot.
Okay.
He won't get injured.
On July 21st, today, there are 6 games. Giants versus Dodgers, Yankees versus Astros, Rangers versus Marlins, Tigers versus Athletics, Yankees versus Astros, and Tigers versus A's. On Friday, there are 14 games on. Giants versus Dodgers, Cardinals versus Reds, Cubs versus Phillies, Marlins versus Pirates, Yankees versus Orioles, Padres versus Mets.
Nice.
That's gonna be a good series, right?
Yeah.
Padres Mets.
Yeah, and then
Blue
don't forget, who's coming back from the Padres
next week
next week.
or this week?
It's next week. Who do you think is coming back?
Tatis.
Tatis.
And then a couple weeks later, fingers crossed, what's his name comes back.
Oh,
Remember
Oh,
Bryce Harper.
Bryce Harper.
Blue Jays versus Red Sox. And then guess who's pitching tomorrow for the Angels? Ohtani.
Yeah.
And he's going up against Atlanta. I think the Angels could start off the second half like they started off the first half.
Yeah. And then the trade deadline is coming, and you know who the Yankees want for a pitcher?
Who?
It's the guy from the Reds, the starter.
Dodgers wants him too.
I know. So you got those two teams with money. So who's gonna? For me, I think the Dodgers.
Deserve him more.
I think.
Or need him more.
I think the Yankees could outspend
The Dodgers.
the Dodgers.
Could you see it being New York versus LA in the World Series?
Yeah. Except
Based on the first half?
Yeah. Except I don't see the Dodgers,
Beating all those teams.
all those teams. I don't see those cuz look at the Padres. They're only second behind. They're only like 2 games from the. They're only 3 games behind the wild card, and they're playing. If Tatis comes back next week, and that team's doing great for the wild card, I don't see the Dodgers going like that because, I mean, only the 2 guys who are carrying that team is Freeman and Betts.
Okay. The Guardians, continuing tomorrow, Guardians play the White Sox, Rockies play the Brewers, Rays play the Royals, Rangers play the A's, Nationals play the Diamondbacks, Astros versus Marlins. Now let's get to the standings for baseball. In the American League East, I wrote this down last night, so nothing changed. Yankees are number 1, Tampa Bay is number 2, Toronto is number 3, Boston is number 4, and Boston is number 4, and Baltimore is number 5.
Nice. And you hear about one more thing. You hear about in football. The Redskins. Now the new logos now. They're getting a new stadium.
Washington is?
Yeah.
Are they saying in Washington?
Yeah, they're staying in Washington. They're getting a new stadium.
Is it nice?
It's gonna be nice. They show the new stadium for the football team, so it's gonna be a new team. It's gonna be the new stadium. It's gonna be better than the Rams stadium.
And the Raiders stadium?
Yeah.
How is Washington gonna pull that off?
They showed it, so they're trying to get the money. So they built up the stadium look.
Speaking of stadium, is it the Angels and the MLB trying to figure out if they can stay in that stadium?
Yeah.
Because of the lease?
Yeah, the lease. And for me, because the owner has money, he could buy that stadium. He could buy it. And because he owns the land, he doesn't own it. Except he could buy it and still be there.
I wanted to stay in where it is, next to all those stadiums and that train station.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, the
Yeah.
Honda Center, and because it's close to everybody that lives in Anaheim.
Yeah, so what I heard, they was going to move them to Long Beach.
That's
Okay.
far from me.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. They were going to move them to Long Beach. That's what I heard.
Next to the beach?
Next to the beach, that's what I heard. Said it's not in for sure yet. That's what I heard. Said
That would not make me happy.
so the owner was trying to make a deal. Look, let me pay off the stadium. Let me own the stadium. So that's what he's trying to do. He's trying
Okay.
to talk to him.
Hopefully they stay where they are.
Yeah.
Minnesota is 50. Minnesota is number 1. Cleveland is number 2, but Cleveland is only 4 games behind. White Sox is 3rd. Detroit is number 4. Kansas City is number 5. In American League West, Houston is number 1. Seattle is number 2. Texas is number 3. Angels is number 4. Oakland is number 5. Okay, in the National League, Mets is number 1. Atlanta is number 2. Philly is number 3. Like you said last week, they need to win to stay in the wild card, and we're almost to the wild card race.
And I see the Philly
Jumping Atlanta.
Yeah, I could see them trying to push. I know they're only like that. How they're doing in the how these two teams right here are doing in the wild card?
Philly and St. Louis is tied. Miami is number 4. Washington is number 5. In the West, Dodgers, San Diego number 2. San Francisco number 3. Colorado is number 4. Arizona is number 5. Okay, in the MLB wild card. In the American League, Tampa Bay is number 1 with a record of 51-41. Seattle is 51-42. And Toronto is 50-43 in 3rd place. Okay, the teams behind them, Red Sox is 2 games out. And Cleveland is 2.5. And I wrote this down just for the heck of it. 10.5 games back. Angels.
I think they need to go on a 15-1 wins. That's only, and these teams right here have to lose. They have to win about 15 games to be on a winning streak. And I want to see.
You remember this was the same thing last year.
Yeah.
And then Seattle did not make it.
Yeah. I just want to see. I want to see Toronto in it. It's been a long time. The last time they won in the World Series, that was back in 91 and 90 in the 90s. They won the 2 World Series back to back. I want to see them. I know it's been a long time. I want to see them back in it.
Okay.
I want to see new teams.
In the National League, Atlanta is 6 games ahead of Philly and St. Louis. San Diego is only 2 games ahead. Philly is 49-43, and then St. Louis is 50-43. 50-44.
I see, for the wild card, I see these two, Atlanta and the Padres.
Who do you think would win?
I see them in a tied lock for the wild card for these two. If these
two,
yeah.
Oh, or tied with Atlanta.
If they could tie with them in the wild card, you see a one-off playoff for the wild card.
So do you think for the second half, do you think it could be the same 2 teams doing really good like they did in the first half, the Yankees and the Dodgers? Or do you think another team, okay, who do you think could go on like a winning streak to start off the second half?
For the second half, I'm hoping the Padres could have a better second half with Tatis coming back this week or next week. If they could pull off, they could probably, because I know where they're like about 8 back. If they could get on they could get on a 10 winning streak and then the Dodgers were losing a bunch of games, I can see them taking the wild card or the division.
Okay. So who do you have going to the World Series, or is it too early?
It's too early right now for
Even
me.
though the second half is starting tonight, or I think it starts in like an hour.
Yeah, so it's kind of too early for me. See I gotta see getting close to
In August.
In August, I gotta see who
Like when Logan comes back.
Yeah, I say in September or I say maybe August.
The middle of August.
Yeah, middle of August. That's what I'll see.
Towards the end.
Towards the end, then I'll give you my opinions.
Okay.
Who's gonna be there?
Okay, in the NFL, last sports thing. Kyle Rudolph is joining Brady in Tampa.
Nice. And then you hear about one of the guys from the Rams got suspended
For how many games?
because he took steroids. So he'll miss.
Jalen Ramsey?
Yeah, he's gonna miss about like a couple games.
Only 2?
No, I think about 2 or 5. So I mean, they because they pick your name in the draft. If I say because last year because he was on the steroids last year, and then they picked his name out of the lottery, and he got caught. So he's got to do.
Do you think the Rams could? Do you think you're changing your predictions from last week?
I think the Rams will still be there.
Without Jalen Ramsey, I don't think Rams could beat Buffalo week 1, right?
Yeah. So I think because it came out.
Oh, you don't know yet.
I don't know yet.
Okay.
So
49ers are giving Garoppolo okay to seek a trade.
okay. So what team he'll go to? Any team.
Seattle or Washington.
Washington.
New quarterback, new stadium,
Yeah.
new uniforms, and do they still have Ron Rivera?
I think they do.
Okay.
If you put, say you put him with
Garoppolo with Antonio Gibson.
yeah, dude, that'll be because I know Seattle is still still rebuilding. So if you put him with that team, dude, that team is gonna be great with those 2 guys.
Overwhelming demand. There is overwhelming demand for the NFL Germany tickets. What do you think of the NFL going across the world?
Brady's been there. Everybody. It's cool. I like it because it's showing the over there how those people never watch football because they had soccer. They call that football. Said they never seen the real football with the getting hit and like that. And over there, because those guys are like soccer, it's like superstars. These guys coming over, they're big superstars over there. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think one of these days, you watch. I think they're gonna have over in say the UK,
Super Bowl.
I think they'll have a Super Bowl, and I think they'll get their own football team. The UK.
Oh, they could challenge. That could be good, and yeah.
And that would be something if the UK gets their own football team. Say like these big names, and they could own their own Super Bowl.
Tom Brady going to the UK or Aaron Rodgers.
Like that, if you get these big names who are out there.
Odell Beckham.
Like Beckham, because he's from there, because he's a soccer. Say if they build
Odell,
if they build their own stadium with the football and like that, and you get these players to come over, dude, they'll travel back and forth playing over there once in a while. You know what I mean? That'd be kind of cool to see.
NFL starts in 2 weeks. The Hall of Fame game is Jaguars versus Raiders on August 4th. NFL preseason starts on August 11th. And one more thing before we end. In the National League Central, Milwaukee is 50-43. St. Louis is 50-44. Pittsburgh is 39-54. Cubs are 35-57. Cincinnati is 34-57.
Let me see the Pirates, man. If the Pirates are in 3rd place, you never see, because they're always at the bottom, man.
Pirates are 15 games under 500 though.
I know.
Just like the
Yeah.
Angels.
Yeah. Give them. See how they're in 3rd place. Give them a couple of years. They'll be there. You watch me. Give them like 3 more years. They'll be there.
So you excited for the NFL?
Yeah.
In 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Okay, thank you, Jordan.
You're welcome, Isaac.
We will talk again next week. Bye, everybody. Enjoy the second half of baseball.